Yeah. So what is happening is, when we are the perceptions, whenever we are, perceiving a particular thing, we are perceiving on the basis of whatever the whatever way we understood the life, or we understand life. Okay, there is no authenticity when we identify on what is this authentication. When we realize, is it true? Just because the child has seen a past somewhere in such a certain way, that does not mean, and started believing it. It is the belief which is making the story, which is making to see a particular thing in the same way. Okay, now when you understand about the authenticity, when you realize that this is not authentic, and it is nowhere connected to whatever is happening right now in my life. Okay, it was something which is that happened in the past. When you identify that, and now next step goes into the absorption. Okay, now how are you absorbing it? Okay, how are you absorbing it? How are you integrating it? Where does this taking my story ahead? Is it taking towards a process of completion, or is it trying to bring a change, or there's some reformation which is happening? Okay, all these things we get to understand, right? When we understand, when we try to understand all these aspects, when absorption, and now there are so many perspectives which are coming in. There are so many perspectives. When we have understood in one way, and somebody else has understood in another way. There are so many things which are there. Yeah, 1 second. Yeah, friends. So when we are talking about towards integration, okay, when we are connecting to this towards integration, we're talking about how we have perceived the things, and how authentic we were in perceiving the things. And how do we integrate it within ourselves? What are those absorptions? What have we understood about a particular thing which happened? Okay, there might be something which we might have perceived it in the earlier state, and we have not yet come across in that. And now when we have understood that there is authentic way, in an authentic way, when we have understood that this is not applicable to my part of my life, that particular story which I have perceived in my early stages of life due to lack of knowledge, or being not aware about certain aspects of life, what I have, there is no authenticity, then there is no meaning in living the same thing. When you have absorbed all this with proper awareness and knowledge, and now there are many perspectives also which might come up towards in this process. Perspectives is always like, they are giving you a different kind of ways. You are seeing it in a more different way. You are seeing like, a perspective says, everything is like, I give you the same example. Like, if you look at this side, this way, my hand, it may look black, but when you turn the hand, it may look white. Right? It is the perspective. This is another perspective. This is also true, and this is also true. When we understand in a totality, that from the big picture, when we see that this is also a truth, this is also true, but this was the truth at that point of time because of so and so, so and so, so and so perceptions. Okay, and now this is the truth for me because due to the perspectives have changed, the perceptions have changed, and there's a lot of knowledge and awareness which is brought up in life, and now these things bring the transformation. Okay, so what are these generally? What brings failure to the patterns? Failures is always coming up from the comparison. How we are comparing our lives, we are comparing with the other things. Oh, they were so wonderful. It's like, when a person is saying, oh, the so-and-so person has bought a TV with the same price. I also bought it the same price, but that person's TV is large and my TV is, small. When you're comparing, the reframing is not possible. And when there is a fear, you are fearing for a change. You are scared of a change because earlier in your past, the memory, the hurt is so strong that you are scared to change. You may feel, I'm fine with this. I don't want to change. What if the change may bring some, unhealthy things? So you fear. And now what are the false aims in it? False aims is you are aiming at the false things. You're not wanting, the reframing will not happen. The change, the transformation will not happen because you have put in a mind, in your own belief system, you have understood as aspect of, these things will happen this way only. I want these things to happen in a particular way. Okay, I don't mind if anyone is we are not transforming and we are not evolving in the situation. It is fine, but I want this particular situation to be this way only. Now there's unrefined love. The self-love is not yet refined. We need to understand the aspect of love in a very, very, very deeper layer. Self-love is not like where you become very selfish, you understand about only yourself, and other than you don't see anything. Self-love is when you see yourself in everyone. That is self-love. You see yourself in everyone, whether it is your ancestors. Your ancestors are nothing but your story of your own past. And you are nothing but the future of your ancestors. So you are already an upgraded version in the present moment. Right? You need to understand that. And sometimes we live in the dark. We end up living in the dark completely with, so many factors not knowing. We don't want to know those factors. So we end up living in the dark. And now there is so many imperfections and so many basically the unforgiveness. We do not want to forgive. In my childhood, my parents always fought with each other, and they could never give me a pleasant life. That is the reason I have never learned how to behave with my partner. And now there is unforgiveness. It is okay at that point of time that has happened, but now you are grown up, your awareness is grown up, your realization is more expanded. Okay, you are already an upgraded version. You don't have to carry forward the same. You can bring towards it completion. Okay, for whatever situation, whatever the systems were at that point of time, they could not do it. This point of time with these situations, I can always do it. Okay, it brings only forgiveness. When you forgive the past, it is okay. And now what? It is not about so what, it is about now what. Now the changes would come. And next is non-acceptance. And non-acceptance to imperfections. something is not perfect and you don't want to accept that, it is okay. At that point of time, maybe my ancestors were innocent, they didn't knew many of the things. It is okay. You can't keep on thinking that my great grandfathers never knew even to speak on the mobile phone, or they were useless. What they knew about holding a family, a huge family, we will never know. We fail to understand it. So we need to respect that imperfection also, because there is always, from every imperfection, there is a perfection which is hidden inside. We need to realize that. Okay, pattern will be nullified when you forgive the imperfection and accept the imperfections. Okay, and it will be nullified when you accept it the way it was and bring a completion towards whatever was unresolved, whatever which was incomplete in that aspect. Okay, it is the essence, the completion. Okay, let us give the next generation our DNA a completion, not incompletion. Okay, let them have, the next generation, every generation, let them have a fine paper without any baggage behind. Okay, we all are carrying a baggage. Why we all are carrying a baggage? Because something which has not been resolved and we are taking forward at it. When it happens, you can take it that it is over. I can move it as, and I don't need. You can make a choice of not repeating the same thing, and you can go to the next level immediately. It is like a double promotion. One person don't need to learn one year of study and they go to the other one, from 8th directly to 10th. Okay, they don't need to learn the 9th syllabus. This is how we can do. There's always a possibility of evolving ourselves in the better way when we keep ourselves very flexible and open to all the possibilities of life. Okay, friends, this is little about the patterns I've told. And any questions, you can always leave the questions and I'll be answering those. And tomorrow again, 7 o'clock with a new topic, we'll meet again in the same thing. Thank you, friends. Thank you so much.